1 week ago, my body was discovered.
Gives you the other end.
Thank you.
4 teams of amateur detectives began solving my murder. A mystery created by Ian Rankin.
It's a real, emotionally involved way to kill someone.
They unlocked many secrets.
Alicia inflicted the injury on me. Ow! Stupid bitch!
Like the truth behind my pregnancy.
Just before she came to the island, was she in a relationship?
Her last relationship was with a woman called Carrie.
We know that from a previous relationship, she was having IVF.
For 2 teams, the pressure was too much.
I am taking you off this investigation.
You need stamina to do this. By Yimini.
Andrew and Nick, and Sarah and Richmond
Rich!
raced to recover my missing dictaphone.
Find.
Find!
I guess it gives us a clue as to where we need to look next.
Get in! What a find!
Nick and Andrew, I'm so sorry. We can only take 1 team forward.
Thank you very much.
Now only 1 team remains. They think they have a strong case against Ishbel and her son, Logan.
I saw you, Logan. I saw what you and your mum did on the boat that night.
They know I suspected he murdered his dad, but could he have murdered me?
I am arresting you on suspicion of the murder of Charlie Hendricks and Gregor Corey.
I love you, Logan.
In 24 hours, Sarah and Richmond must present their theory to the prosecutor.
Please God.
Can they convince her to take the case to court?
I see motive, but we are just light on evidence.
And will they be able to claim the £50,000 reward by finding the correct killer?
Good. So to build up on Gregor, I want to ask Logan, what kind of father was he?
It's a crucial day for Sarah and Richmond.
Just play on the fact that right now it's not looking good on Logan. Ishbel, I think she'll crack quicker than we think, you know.
I hope so.
I think so. Once she hears his voice on that tape, basically Charlie blackmailing him, that's gonna bring out something out of her. Watch. It's gonna rile her up.
They can only detain Ishbel and Logan for 24 hours, whilst they prepare their case.
We know that Charlie was blackmailing Logan over what she saw on the night of Gregor's death in an attempt to stop him selling his land.
And you're going to do the right thing now. You're not going to sell that land. And if you do, this is going straight to the police.
You leave me and my mother alone. So we have motive for Logan.
Thanks, Logan. Appreciate it.
And Ishbel, because she may do anything to protect her son.
You all right, Logan?
We have the dictaphone recording, and we can time and date that against the CCTV.
Look at this. She just said you're a murderer. You murdered your dad.
This is Sarah and Richmond's theory, but we haven't eliminated other suspects. Alicia had motive.
Nice surprise. Do you realise the damage you're doing to this community?
Come on. I'm doing nothing. I'm just making them an offer.
And what offer have you made to Logan Corey?
Charlie was certainly doing her best to stop the development from happening.
The same as everyone else.
Is that right?
That's right.
Well, I'm going to change his mind.
You're wasting your time. Logan won't change his mind.
We'll see.
We have DNA which places her in the living room where the murder happened, and she's never provided us with an alibi.
You know the greatest innovation in snooker? The two-piece cue.
Freddie Forrester would lose a lot if this project did not go through, and Charlie was standing in his way.
Makes for not a bad weapon.
He is a potentially violent individual and has links to organised criminal gangs back in Glasgow. Again, do we know enough about him and his previous relationship with Charlie to rule him out completely at this stage?
The latest offer. Think about it.
Tony and Sonia, they always look dodgy. Sonia always speaks over Tony.
Thanks, Alicia. We'll take a look.
When a question comes in, she answers it for him. That, for me, puts Sonia higher than Tony, to say, what are you trying to hide?
And what about Jean? We know she was upset with Charlie over the pregnancy, but was she upset enough to kill her?
What I think potentially could have happened, yeah. Ishbel Corrie's, that was the voice that Jean heard to the manse that night. She's probably told Charlie to get rid of that team.
Logan Corrie?
Two of Scotland's leading defence solicitors have arrived from the mainland.
Ishbel Corrie. My name is Bobby Reid. I'm a criminal defence solicitor, and I'm here to represent you today.
My name's Amran Warren. Have you ever been in trouble before, Logan?
The police have told me that you are under suspicion for 2 murders.
My job here is to defend you and represent you, OK?
What about Logan?
Logan has been arrested as well, under suspicion of both murders.
They have a dictaphone that has been found. The dictaphone... Are you OK?
Don't say anything to the police, OK?
I want you to make no comment to every single question that they ask.
Are you ready?
Yes, ready? Sir.
Got everything you need?
Yep.
I know you might be a little bit nervous going into these interviews, but you've got nothing to worry about, OK? So you're leading this interview, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
OK. We are obtaining evidence by way of questioning. If the solicitor interjects, Sarah, you keep on questions. Richmond, you deal with the solicitor. Sometimes they don't like it, but it's your interview, OK?
Thank you, sir. I don't want to play it off like Richard's second in command.
Sidekick.
Your sidekick. But when you say it, yeah, we're going to be this kind of team and we're going to work this well together because we just go together, everybody says that.
It took us a while to get here because when we first got together, it was still learning each other, trying not to piss the other one off. And
But teamwork is about ensuring you
know the other person's strengths.
Yeah,
So
and give the other person space to shine. And take the lead when they need to.
Yeah.
Can Sarah and Richmond find out what really happened to Gregor? And did his mysterious death give Ishbel and Logan motive to silence me?
Interview room at Police HQ. I am Detective Sarah. Other officer present is...
Detective Rich.
Could you please state your full name, date of birth and address?
Ishbel Corrie, 15/11/79, McLeish Lodge.
Logan Corrie, September 11th, 2001, McLeish Lodge.
So, Logan, do you know what you've been arrested for?
You think I killed Charlie? And my dad.
Was Gregor Corrie your husband?
No comment.
What kind of father was he, Ishbel?
No comment.
When you told us you live by the sword, you die by the sword, what did you mean by that?
No comment.
If there's something that you want to get off of your chest, now's the best time to do that, Logan.
She's under pressure.
Did you kill your husband, Ishbel?
No comment.
What did you do with the body?
No comment.
Was he a violent drunk, Ishbel?
No comment.
It's a bit too blunt. Should have probed it first.
They've lost the emotion in
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we can continue to no comment. Your mum is next door. Imagine what she's going through right now. Cold room, 4 walls.
I'm sorry, you're going to exert pressure like that on my client, which is emotional.
I personally don't think that was pressure. She was just stating something.
The detective just spoke about her being in a room, being upset. That has absolutely nothing to do with this. If you can put the relevant questions to my client, and then we can carry on. Otherwise, I'm going to stop this interview.
Okay.
She's struggling now, but...
Her best style is unlocking people.
What we are here to do is get the truth. This is a very, very difficult conversation that we are having.
I want to know that Logan is all right. I want to break now.
We can give it a break.
Okay. It's all too hard. She's lost the hook away from people, so they've got to change something, haven't they?
I can't stop. I'm just super nervous.
You okay?
Seems a bit sharper. You know, you're challenging quite a lot. I think we need to soften it down a bit.
Okay.
You're doing the right thing because you're asking the questions that you know the answer to. I think what we need to do on this is concentrate on that emotional bond between mother and son. I think everybody who we speak to on the island says how controlling she is of Logan. Okay.
She's got to find the empathetic questioning again. Like, she can unlock people just like that. She needs to get empathy into his childhood.
For the purpose of the interview tape, I would like to play a dictaphone recording.
You right, Logan? So I just wondered if you had a chance to think about what you're going to do with your land.
I think I'll do whatever I want with my own land.
See, I think you're about to make a big mistake.
You don't know anything about this, right? You don't know who I am.
I know you're desperate to make a quick bit of cash without giving any consideration for anybody else on this island.
I saw what you did on the boat that night with your mum.
What night?
That night. On the boat. You and your mum and the two boats out to shore, dragging a heavy object, not ringing any bells, no? Okay, let...
What happened to your husband, Ishbel?
He drowned at sea.
You really want to know? It was a fucking accident because he was a piece of shit, all right?
And we got rid of him because we're not having that hanging over us the rest of our lives.
Do you know what, Logan? Hats off to you. Sounds like you did the right thing. And you're gonna do the right thing now.
You're not selling that fucking land, are you? Otherwise I'd take this straight to the police.
I'm always judging myself, and I'm always thinking, okay, am I actually doing this right? At school, yeah, I had a bit of a tough time. You know, when you are bullied, that stays with you. I'm nearly 30 years old, but it feels like it's just happened yesterday. And I'm super protective of my daughter when she goes to school. I don't want any of those things that happen to me to happen to her. Can't have been easy growing up in an abusive home.
He wants to talk.
What was your childhood like, Logan?
I didn't have a fucking childhood.
Here we go.
Tell me more about that, Logan.
You terrorised us every fucking night.
Ishbel, mother to mother.
Yeah.
I can only imagine all you want to do is protect your son.
That's it.
She's great.
That's how she unlocks people like this.
Yeah.
I know that feeling, okay? He is your #1 priority at this minute. Logan is next door.
He's just a boy. He's just a boy.
He is, and he's your son.
He's my baby.
He's your baby. And for the sake of our children, we need to make sure that we do the right thing. What happened the night that Gregor died is about you being able to tell us the truth.
It's nothing to do with Logan.
So tell me what happened, Ishbel.
Gregor's drinking was really, really bad.
He came in, I heard them clattering and fighting.
Then all of a sudden he was just on me, and he had his hands on my neck.
I got out of my bed and I saw him with his hand on the back of her neck, and she was just making this awful sound.
I just couldn't breathe. I just saw the poker, and all I could think about was Logan, because if he killed me, Logan was next. Do you understand? Logan was next.
I heard this crash. Then he was down. And my mum was just standing there.
He went down like stone.
Okay, and
it was him or me.
It wasn't a murder. Okay, it was self-defense. It was him or us. It was literally, he was going to fucking kill her. I shouldn't have said anything.
Logan, I understand that this is a very, very difficult conversation to have.
I don't want to get my mum in trouble.
Thank you, Ishbel, for giving me your account. Welcome back. Wow, tough. It's good.
I believe her story on it being an accident. Self-defense.
Yeah.
Her solicitor will be telling her, I can work on that. I can base it around the whole self-defense thing, and I can get you acquitted from that. But the Charlie one, he's telling her right now, they don't have nothing on you. So it's important that we find something.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. I do not want there to be another picture on this thing. At the minute, we don't have anything really to pin down for the murder of Charlie.
We don't have nothing concrete to pin either of them.
Later today, Sarah and Richmond must present their case to the prosecutor. To be in with a chance of claiming the £50,000 reward, it needs to be strong enough to take it to court.
Because we don't have a murder weapon.
Yeah. DNA is relevant, but it's not strong enough.
Yeah, there's nothing that exactly. We've got motive.
Even that dictaphone can't stand in trial, man.
No.
They do have a confession from Ishbel and Logan about Gregor, but it doesn't necessarily implicate them in my murder. Only the killer knows what happened that night.
This is where so many cases fall down. The detectives think they know who did it, but the evidence isn't strong enough.
The suspects can only be detained in custody for 6 more hours, unless Sarah and Richmond find more evidence.
Murder weapon with their prints on, her blood has to be on a top or his clothing or her clothing.
Oh, just anything.
Grab a seat. Okay, so next step, just gather the evidence. We need to search Ishbel's premises.
Okay.
And you still have control of their premises until your search has been completed.
This is going to be your opportunity.
Yes.
Just make sure we get this evidence.
Okay.
Remember the method. Bags, gloves.
Yeah.
You don't need telling twice.
All right?
Yes, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
I think it might be better if you go too.
Evidence, bags, gloves.
Camera.
Camera. Ready? Let's go.
Because we're both quite dominant characters, we just end up having just arguing, like not even wanting to be around each other.
I'll be in the front room, she's in the bedroom. She comes in the front room, I'll go in the bedroom.
I think one day we just sat down and was like, look, this is not gonna work. Do you want to be with me or not?
It was enough to probably break us up, I'd say, but it was just grateful that we cared about each other enough to overcome it.
Yeah,
So,
we were persistent.
Yeah.
Sarah and Richmond have come to search Ishbel and Logan's house. This is their one chance to find more evidence before the custody clock runs out.
Okay, what we're looking for. Obviously, you'll look for your murder weapon, but you've already seen that a dictaphone has given us quite a bit of information and intelligence. So anything around that digital evidence, phones, computers, let's assess it, and then we can take it away, okay? When you're in a room, can you establish whose room it is?
So we established this is Ishbel's room. There's a picture of her on the bedside cabinet with Logan.
Yeah, good, yeah. You know, you'll find something in a room, you can say this was found in your room.
Find anything on that side?
Right, let's go.
Okay, so you start at that side.
Want me to start from here?
Yep,
You
I'll start from here.
The presumption is that this looks like a boy's room.
Find. Okay, up top.
Right. You're both together, you can corroborate the fact you found it.
Now we have Logan's laptop, but the analysis of that can take a number of hours.
Happy? Got what we need, yeah? Right, boss wants us back.
Okay, sir.
With still no smoking gun, Sarah and Richmond are no closer to proving they have the right suspects, and Logan and Ishbel have now been in custody for over 20 hours.
Time is running out for Sarah and Richmond. It's a horrible feeling when you know you're up against the clock. I've had a few cases where it's gone right down to the wire. All you can see is the police station's clock on the wall. Click, 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 and you just know you've got to obtain further evidence or get the suspect to cough.
So let's go back in there. We're firm, we're assertive, yeah? And we don't let them bullshit us no longer.
Straight
Let's
up.
go.
What do I do if they say that they think Logan was involved?
Make no comment to that.
I don't want you to panic. tread extremely carefully in terms of what you say.
I'll be monitoring it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Keep your questions going. And Richmond, you keep an eye on body language because you saw what's happened to Mum. She is clearly upset because of that recording.
Yeah.
It leads in to speak about Charlie. If there's something uncomfortable, let's probe around that.
Can the amateur detectives finally crack them?
Ishbel, I know you said that Gregor's death was an accident. Is that the same for Charlie?
No comment.
Because to me, from the dictaphone recording, it sounds like Charlie was actually blackmailing your son. Is that what she was doing?
No comment.
What did Logan say to you when he called you?
No comment.
Did he call you to tell you about that conversation he had with Charlie?
No comment.
Logan, what's wrong?
I've done something stupid.
Did he tell you that Charlie knows what you did?
No comment.
Charlie, whatever her name is, she knows.
What are you talking about?
About that night, the night Dad had his accident. She recorded me.
How do you know she recorded you?
Because she showed me the recorder.
Logan, we know that this isn't the easiest time for you, but it is your chance to tell your side of the story and be as honest and open with us as possible.
Looks like he's staring him out.
He is a bit, but that's what you do, wouldn't you? If you try and provoke a reaction. He's also watching his body language to see how he reacts.
Just going back to the relationship that you had with Charlie, did you guys have an argument leading up to the time of her death?
No comment.
Did you know that she was pregnant, about to start a family?
No comment.
What about her relationship with Jean? Did you know much about that?
No comment.
What did your mum think of the relationship with Jean?
Shame on you, Jean Gowdy. Whatever happened until death just part.
Look, Logan, we can continue to no comment.
You don't understand. We didn't do anything to Charlie. I didn't do anything to her. I was at home, okay? I was at home and I was on my computer.
Logan, you home?
Think about how much you love Logan and imagine the love Charlie would have had for her unborn child. Wouldn't you want to know the truth behind what happened?
Don't answer that. That's a hypothetical question.
I think that's a valid question.
Oh, good for you.
If there's anything that you know, Ishbel, it's vital that we are able to get to the bottom of this. Did you kill Charlie Hendricks?
No comment.
Detective Rich, do you have any questions you would like to add?
No.
Okay, you can stop there.
Do not let what they have on the dictaphone trick you into thinking that somehow that's evidence for murder, because it isn't.
Okay.
They have no evidence that you killed Charlie. Remember that.
When somebody is under arrest for murder, they have a period of time that you can keep them, 24 hours initially.
Logan and Ishbel are being released under investigation. We have run out of time. We just didn't have enough evidence.
The search history on that laptop could prove, one way or the other, whether Logan is involved or innocent.
What other stuff do we have on him?
Got the DNA. We've got his voice.
In 2 hours, Sarah and Richmond must present a credible case to the prosecutor. They're gambling on Logan and his mother Ishbel, but the evidence still isn't stacking up.
Do we have enough evidence? Like, what are we being judged on? We're being trusted to do something from these people at the top, and they want to know what we've been doing with our time, and you don't want them to tell you that it's nonsense.
The analysis of Logan's laptop might help them.
How you feeling? All right? Basically, a quick and dirty download of his search history, Logan's search history, all right? It's the time of death. They put it around about midnight now.
This is the day that we're looking at. This was like after the meeting. So look, 6 o'clock, we've got him on eBay looking at fishing equipment. Bit of a gap, we know the meeting happened, came home. By 10:35, he was on Scotland Dark Magic, Satan's Rage, by me.
Logan, you home?
10:36. Girls on cam.
He was online looking at porn. And he was just on all night until about 2 o'clock. So
that's him cleared then?
Yeah.
The digital evidence is incredibly significant. Logan has an alibi.
If you have a suspect and you try and present that suspect and there's still someone that's a suspect, they're going to say, well, hang on a minute, which one are you going to choose? So eliminate. The prosecutor's got to believe you. You need to really get the attitude and the energy up to present this now. This is your shot, right?
With Logan out of the frame,
time to get him off.
Sarah and Richmond must build a case against their prime suspect.
I know. From the kitchen sink. Out. Ishbel.
If Claire Mitchell QC believes they have a sufficiency of evidence, the amateur detectives will charge Ishbel with my murder. But Sarah and Richmond can only claim the £50,000 reward if they have found the correct killer.
It's not about guesswork. It's not about theories. It's about evidence. Show me the evidence, and I'll show you a case that I can get before a court.
One of the most demanding tasks of any detective is to present that case to a prosecutor. It is very stressful and it can just fall to pieces.
Take in your exhibits, make it look professional. How does everything play into this? The passion comes with the presentation. Because you're telling them, I'm a cop, I'm telling you this person's done it.
You are asking somebody to be charged with the murder of another person. That person's liberty is going to be taken away straight away for a long time. There's a very, very high threshold you have to get to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on. Yes? Yes. Yes. Come on. Right, good. Thank you.
We want to win. We've said that from day one. We want to win. We've gotten so far and so close. This is the last hurdle. This is, we're like here.
God sent his only Son to us. He died on the cross to cleanse our sins, to forgive us for our very nature. God alone sees our destiny, for good or for evil.
What do we know about Ishbel? She's a true islander.
Yeah.
Tough. Marriage.
Yeah.
She married young.
He looks into our hearts, and we must all pray we live in the shadow of his mercy.
At the moment, my concern is that we haven't got the smoking gun on this murder inquiry. We've got a lot of circumstantial evidence. Can Sarah and Richmond get this home? Can they convince the prosecutor that they have the killer?
The Bible tells us that murder has been part of our world since the Garden of Eden, where even in the paradise created by God, man's sinful nature could not be contained.
What are her motives?
Her motives for one?
Blackmailing her son.
Blackmailing, yeah.
And they had the 14-minute phone call.
And the conversation is out of the ordinary, so it must have been for something very important. Because when they talk, it's normally 2 minutes, 3-minute conversations.
£50,000 is life-changing. Completely life-changing. Completely. No idea on the impact that will have on our lives and our families' lives. But I'm almost afraid to think that far down the line.
In our own paradise, the Isle of Hershire, there walks among us a murderer.
This case is particularly complicated. You're on a small island. There are a lot of secrets on the island. There's a lot of history between people. There are a lot of people lying. So looking at all that and trying to draw from that the story of why Charlie met her end that night, they'll do well to persuade me who the murderer is.
Let's go.
So nerve-wracking. I feel sick to my stomach. I feel shaky. A lot's riding on this.
Good luck, baby.
Thank you, Rob.
Do sit down, both of you.
Thank you, Mom. So, first of all, DNA of Ishbel Corey. According to the examination and DNA report, Miss Corey's hair was discovered at the manse, which is the crime scene. For us, the DNA is both suspicious and evidential because Ishbel Corey is not somebody who particularly liked our victim, Charlie Hendricks. Not only was Charlie in a lesbian relationship, which is against her religious beliefs according to our interactions with Ishbel, but she was also in a relationship with Jean Grant, Hamish Gowdie's wife.
A prosecutor's pet hate is to find out that someone is overreaching, that's trying to make the evidence stretch too far. What you have to have is a strong and compelling case before you take it to a court.
Next, we have the diary entries from Charlie, who was our victim.
So we have two entries. So one on Wednesday the 21st says, called in on Ishbel to see if she's
going to sell or not. She wasn't in the mood to talk. I don't think she likes me. She's quite religious. Not my bag.
Charlie then writes again on Tuesday the 27th.
I was holding hands with Jean on the beach. Suddenly, she let go of my hand and stepped away. I knew it was because she saw Ishbel.
What we have is quite a lot of disparate pieces of evidence at the moment. I have a feeling we might not be there yet. There might just need to be a little more.
Our next piece of evidence that we would like to play is an audio recording on a dictaphone, which Charlie recorded.
You right, Logan? I wonder if you'd had a chance to think about what you're doing.
Murderers here.
So your dad just happened to disappear at sea.
Right? You really want to know? It was a fucking accident because he was a piece of shit. Right?
You're going to do the right thing now.
Logan Corey, Ishbel's son, is implying that him and his mother disposed of his father's body. Now, when we interviewed Logan and Ishbel, they both confirmed this story.
What's really, really important is someone gets a fair trial and they get assessed on the evidence about this case. Just because something happened in the past doesn't mean you're guilty of this offence today.
You're not selling that fucking land.
And if you do, this is going straight to the police.
From the sounds of this, it sounds like Charlie was blackmailing Ishbel's son. So we have some CCTV footage as well from the post office showing Logan Corey and Charlie having a conversation.
So what you've done is you've been able to time that dictaphone recording to the 13th of May at 15:54 hours.
Yes. At 16:03, Logan sent a text to his mother asking her to call him. She then called him at 16:08 for 14 minutes.
Logan, what's wrong?
Mum, I've done something really stupid.
Charlie, whatever her name is. She knows.
What are you talking about?
She was there.
She said she saw something and I shouldn't have said anything.
This is fairly unusual because from the phone records, we can see that Logan usually misses her phone calls or their conversations are fairly short, so 2 to 3 minutes long, according to the records that we have here.
So within a relatively short period of time of that conversation happening, an unusually length phone call between him and his mum.
Yes. Ishbel, she's failed to provide an alibi for the time that our victim was murdered. She said that she went home and took dinner to Hamish Gowdie, her best friend. However, when we asked her if Hamish was at home or if he had seen her, she said no, she just dropped the food and came home.
All the evidence that we've shown, we believe ties into Ishbel Corey having a motive to killing Charlie Hendricks. And we believe also the fact that she's so protective with Logan, having Charlie blackmail her precious son, as she's put it in her interviews, was what drove her to go to the manse where we believe that evening and murder Charlie Hendricks.
OK, well, I want to thank you for setting out so comprehensively the evidence before me. So the question is, do I think there's a sufficiency of evidence to prosecute?
Do not forget that God is all around us and knows all. You cannot turn away from God. You cannot turn away from his love, his mercy, his wisdom, and his wrath.
Don't be fooled by this God-fearing congregation. Half of them wanted to see the back of me. Ishbel called me godless. If she only knew what Logan was really like.
And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
Sonia never let me anywhere near Tony. Perhaps she thought he was the father of my baby.
The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
Alicia, she was ruthless. She'd have done anything to get the development over the line.
And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
Hamish and I started out on the same side, until I stole his wife. Jealousy can really change a person. Jean really did mean a lot to me. I just wish I'd had the chance to explain everything to her that night. But Freddie was there, throwing his weight around, trying to buy me off the island.
I want to thank you for setting out so clearly the evidence before me. The DNA of Ishbel at the scene arguably puts her inside the house at some point. The dictating machine tells a story of blackmail. And when you add that to the CCTV, the unusual 14-minute call with Logan, you get a very clear timestamp of when this was. When I look at all these things and put them together, I believe that there is a thin circumstantial case which could be made out against Ishbel. I believe that what we have is a sufficiency of evidence to prosecute.
Thank you. You have achieved the evidence that was needed. So you need to go and arrest Ishbel and bring her in.
Will do, Mum. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sarah and Richmond's theory doesn't prove yet that Ishbel murdered Charlie. If they've got it wrong, I'm sure they're going to be devastated.
To claim the £50,000 reward, Sarah and Richmond must have identified the correct killer.
Hi, Ishbel. Is it possible to just have a quick chat? If you could step to the side for me, please.
Go home. Go home.
This is where my story ends. So who was it that came to the manse at midnight?
The fuck are you doing in my house?
It's not your house. Where is it?
What?
Come on, Charlie, the tape recorder.
You can turn the place upside down if you want. You won't find it here.
Don't play games. Just hand it over.
Not gonna happen. I'm taking that tape to the police.
That would be really foolish. What do you want? Hmm? The land, my land, is that what you want?
Land? Oh my God. You have got no control over any of this. It isn't your land to offer.
You're really enjoying this, aren't you? Coming here, lording it over everyone. Well, not me. Not us. That recording will destroy Logan's future.
Coming from the woman who murdered her husband.
It wasn't like that.
And forced her son to cover the whole thing up. He's a stupid boy.
That's my son. He's a good boy. But you wouldn't understand. You're not a mother.
I do understand. I think you should go.
I can't do that.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Breaking into my house in the middle of the night and standing there making demands. I saw you, Ishbel. I know what you did. You and Logan. Dragging Gregor's dead body from the boot of the car, piling him onto that boat and then tossing him overboard like a piece of meat.
It was an accident.
First thing in the morning, I'm going to tell the police exactly what I saw.
I am begging
you once before, I am asking you again.
This is my life.
I don't care.
This is my
anymore.
son. I'm so fed up listening to all of you. Get the fuck out of my house! I only went there to stop her. She was going to take everything away from Logan. I couldn't let that happen. She just kept going at me and at me. She was so close to me and I just couldn't breathe. I had to go back the next day just to see for myself what I'd done. I didn't know she was pregnant. I promise you, I didn't know she was pregnant.
Come here, Bill. I'm so proud of you. So proud.
Sarah, well done.
Well done. Really, really proud of you. You two have really made us proud and you made yourselves proud. And what you've done for your little baby girl, unbelievable. You've changed your lives.
Thank you so much.
We missed our daughter so much, and the life that we wanted to give her, we can actually see that now as a reality rather than a dream.
Look at her. Oh my days. I am hugely surprised in how well they did, how they've gone from day one to what is an incredibly polished act. You know, they have got something which is needed in policing.
He said we'll do it.
People that look like me are not meant to be solving cases. That stereotypes will tell you that. So to have learned so much in such a short space of time, I don't think nothing else can top that feeling for a long, long time.
I said I would never be part of a failing team. Sarah and Richmond didn't let me down.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as the prosecutor, it is my duty to present the case against Ishbel Corrie. Charlie came to the Isle of Hirsa, an island paradise, a seemingly close-knit community harbouring many dark secrets. The fact that she was murdered is not in doubt, and the evidence before this court proves beyond all reasonable doubt that the person who murdered her was Ishbel Corrie.